Good
Yes.
to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's uh it's later in the day right now, isn't it?
What was that?
It's later in the day right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the holiday season, so things are a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to see you. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Well, well, you've been on the second time. So that's so cool. You have you've been visiting some new schools. Do you wanna share about that? I saw your Instagram post on that.
Right. Yes, I've been trying to get a little bit more active with the kids in certain areas in the community. Um
Yeah.
I feel like I've been maybe holding myself back a little bit with some of the things uh that I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
like within the last year or so.
Okay, yeah.
Uh Maybe it's just because I thought I was too busy or uh, I just wasn't ready. But like now I'm just throwing myself into it, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, nurse,
Mm.
like wherever I can reach people. That's what I want to do.
Oh, you said nurse or what you said?
Nursing homes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wow. What's that like?
Well, I've only done
That's
it once
interesting.
where it's like more older people, but
Uh-huh.
I think it's a great opportunity to uh, talk to someone who maybe doesn't talk very often or is more recluse. I like being able to reach someone that maybe like needs the encouragement or uh,
Hmm.
wants to wants to pick me up because I don't want to be someone who uh, is the reason why someone's day isn't as bright. You know what I mean? So like
Mm.
I'm going to these different places, kind of trying to pick people up or whatnot with my art. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. I think that's a really interesting part. I heard this, I think I read that in a book actually. Um, that some of the things that did a lot of change for the elderly is that when you have like a painting in a room and it's moved to another place or there's a new painting, so that's really like that's seems really inspiring and like uplifting and encouraging.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I love that. Huh?
That's the idea. That's what it is. I want to uplift the room, for
Right, because seeing something different and also, yeah, and seeing art.
mm,
Uh, cool. How I'm curious about that you say that so like last time we talked that you said you'd hold yourself back or you feel like you've done that and now you're just like putting yourself like out there like that like what's you want to share more on that?
yeah. I think it's part of just getting a little older, you know,
Okay, yeah.
getting that reminder that one day I'm not going to be here. You know,
Right.
so as long as I am here, I want to make an impact that is more positive. You know,
Right. Right. Love that. Love that. What's the schools? I wrote some of the schools down. Southwest Guilford School, right? Sorry, is it cutting? Oh.
oh Lord, can you hear me
Oh,
now?
there. Yeah, we're back. It's back.
All right, yeah, freezing up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
What
It
what was
froze
that
up a
question?
little. I was talking the schools that you've been to. I was curious to hear more about what's that been like. Also, she talked about that last
Yes,
time. Yeah,
yeah, it was.
need to catch up on that.
I've been to a couple of different
Uh,
schools, like in a area, like Guilford County. It's like closer to Greensboro. Uh,
Uh-huh.
where else have I went to I went to this school called South Davidson High School. Since we
Yeah,
talked,
yes.
and South Davidson,
Yeah, got that
it
down too.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's in this place called um, and Denton is a very country area, but the people are so nice. Like
Mm.
I met the teacher and some of the kids, like even though some of the kids might be going through a lot at home and whatnot, like they're
Mm.
it seemed like they were so happy and joyful about the art. So that made me really happy. Just because I had never been to the school before, but I heard a lot about
Mm.
it, so I had my own notions about what it might be like. So when I went, I
Yeah.
was expecting something and I got like the complete opposite. It was just incredible. So
Mm.
yeah, that my whole outlook because I realized I'm like, okay, the limits, it's a limit that I put on myself. Like I put a hurdle in front of myself.
Mm.
So now I'm trying to make sure there is no hurdles. There might be hurdles in front of me, but I'm not going to be the one to put them up. Like I
Right.
want to just not be,
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
put not putting your own hurdles in front of yourself, kind of thing, like
right.
metaphorically speaking. Yeah, I should that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I can relate to that totally. That's yeah. Is it coming like from like controlling whatever you can control? Um, yeah. What is I don't remember if I asked you about this last time. But what are some of the things? Oh yeah, we did talk about that. But like how would you describe your like creativity? I wrote it down because I find that it's just fascinating to me how um like people doing art or people doing sports or um like whatever kind of area that you're in, how you find to describe creativity for you. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd say if I had to describe it
Uh-huh.
like um, and this might not really make sense in talking about
Sure.
art because I haven't
Mm-hmm.
heard anyone else really mention it, but it's more
Mm.
like a cleanse, like a detox kind of for me.
Mm.
Now that I think about it, it's like a depending on what it is that I'm doing that day,
Mm-hmm.
I could be not having the best day or I could be having a great day.
Yeah.
And what I do is I use the energy that I picked up throughout the time that I'm out in the world doing different stuff and I use
Mm.
to create.
Mm.
I'm taking what I went through and I'm releasing it on the canvas.
Mm. I love that description. I love that. So do you find creativity in like do you feel that same sense when you go out to visit a school and you then come back home to your base or home or what you'd say?
Most times, that's a good,
Okay.
that's a good question. It's like every now and again there's a school that I might go to and it doesn't uplift me like the other ones do. It doesn't happen every
Mm.
um
Right.
but I still try to use what it is that I get, what I learn, because I always learn something. I always
Yeah.
one student, like for instance,
Uh-huh.
there was this
Love
one
that.
at the school in Guilford County. It's called Southwest Guilford County High School,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and she was Pakistani, and
Oh, okay.
it was her background that made her like that stood out to me because she was so adamant and like uh happy about the art and what it is that I do. And she was showing me some of the work that her family has done and friends have done. And I'm like, oh, wow. So
Right.
I realized, like there's no boundaries when it comes to art. Like it doesn't matter where you're from or like who you are at all. Like it could connect two people from complete opposite ends of the world. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah, yes.
it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it is. What's the atomy? You said that?
Yeah. I mean, like super
I just
anime,
haven't heard that. Uh-huh.
like like in my face about it, like really
Mm.
enthusiastic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Have you
Yeah.
heard geek? A little like that, maybe. But I love that. Cool.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. All right. Okay. So for the past month, you have been visiting quite some schools,
Yes.
haven't you? Yeah. What schools have you been at?
It's it's been South Davidson. It's been Southwest Guilford High School. It's been I'm going to go to Ledford High School. They just gave me the okay for that. I'm working
Oh,
middle school.
congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. And then I'm also I'm trying to get, and it's kind of random, but I'm trying to get into UNC Charlotte, the university, and Clemson
Uh-huh.
in South Carolina. So I'm trying to
Awesome.
much big.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, wide the area that you're getting into. Yeah.
Right.
Love that.
Hmm.
How does that feel?
It feels a little overwhelming, but
Hmm.
I feel like it's if I wasn't doing it, I would feel worse. You know,
Hmm.
like I feel
Oh
like
yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Just thinking about that when I myself, if there's something I don't like, put myself into, and I do it, but I feel overwhelmed, but don't do it. I don't know. I feel like you just described that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, like it's just I feel like it's when there's something you see for yourself and you do it, that it can feel overwhelming to me because I'm like, oh, okay, I just put that into action. I did that. I was like, okay, this is how it kind of, folded out. Putting that kind of, if you have like, I don't know, whatever, like a book, right? Um, and if you hesitate to do that, I feel like what is for me is like, I don't know if I'm going to either overthink it or like regret comes up for me. And yeah, yeah.
And I don't want regret.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it kind of I feel like if I ever if I like if there's someone I'm like want to contact or a place I want to go visit or could it be I feel like it just turns into I don't know resentment. Do you relate to that?
Mhm.
I'm
Resentment,
not sure.
strong word.
Huh?
I'd uh
Okay.
I wouldn't say resent, but
Uh-huh.
uh I do I can relate to it, to the feeling. Like
Yeah,
it's something that I definitely don't want to get to that point. Like I can see myself getting there and I don't want to,
right.
like I want to keep growing so that I can't harbor feelings like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 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 because that kind of like really sucks sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's not fun. What do you do? Like I guess what are some that's kind of what are some things you do throughout the day to kind of Because I find that you through your Facebook, um, very positive and encouraging
Hmm.
around yourself and other people.
Right.
What do you do to fill your own cup? Maybe that's a question I'm looking for. I guess that's the art, right?
Right.
Or or
It
do something else to maybe fill the art. I don't know if
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yes, no, it does. I would say I the first thing that I do to really fill my cup is I go and I get sunlight.
Hmm.
I think that's important to do.
Yeah.
Uh like like I see where you are right now,
Mm-hmm.
where that sun is coming from. I would go outside and I would get in it, you know,
Yeah.
like that. I like just being able to walk and look at the trees and um check out some maybe the a river, like some kind of body of water. That's really cool. I just love be wildlife, looking at squirrels and cats. I
Mm-hmm.
like stuff like that. You know,
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
that's what I do to fill my cup. That's number
Okay.
one. I go outside and I go look at the birds and you know just
Uh-huh.
thank God for life.
Uh-huh. What kind of birds are you into?
That's
Or we have some black birds here that I asked about. My
yeah.
my girlfriend's also really into birds.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of different birds where I am. I like doves.
Yeah, they're cute. They're really cute.
Yeah, I like blue jays.
Hmm.
I like cardinals. The red.
Oh, cardinals.
Mm,
Hmm. That's...
what else? I was looking at a woodpecker the other day. So
Oh, do
yeah,
they like do they like do things that like stuck them out to the tree or what are they like? Yeah,
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 yeah.
they do that.
Always jumping around and going like that, like around the tree. Uh,
Yeah.
and they're really small most of the time, but they're fast.
Mm,
So like they're going
okay.
always going like that on the. But
Yeah.
what else? There's crows, like the big black birds. There's a lot of crows.
Oh, that
Mm.
might be what I've seen this earlier today. It's
Yeah,
like a big blackbird. It's like kind of like this size.
yeah, and they're loud. Like they talk a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I love it. I love them waking up in the morning and listening to the birds also. Now that we're
yeah.
talking about it.
Me,
Yeah.
me too. I like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your morning like?
My morning is uh most of the time it's before the sun comes up, and it's my time to be thankful.
Mm.
Uh, my mornings are like probably probably my favorite part of the day for the most part. Like when
Mm.
up just because I'm well rested for the most part, and I'm able to imagine and think about all the different things that I could do in that day. You know,
Mm.
my mornings are like, for the most part, they're a time for me to like reflect on how my went the day before and how I could do better. You know,
Mm.
so it's a nice time. You know,
It is. Love that. What I was just thinking about that. Something I lost that. Oh yeah. Are you a like do you go to sleep early and wake up early? That kind of person? No.
uh, sometimes,
Sometimes, okay.
yeah, like sometimes
Yeah.
I'll take the time to get some rest, and I'll
Mm.
I'll wake up and everything works out pretty good. Especially like if I have to wake up early and go to school, I want to make
Mm.
I get rest the day before, so I'm in the best mood I can.
Mm.
Know.
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't treat myself the best, and I'll uh go to sleep at whatever time at night and then wake up early. There's been
Mm.
a lot of times I have to only get a couple hours of sleep, and my body lets me know that it doesn't like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I watch that. I don't
Yeah.
like getting a lot of sleep because I feel like it affects more than we realize.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It does. I have those nights too where like I can do it later, but I also know with myself that it's well I go to bed. Usually I like to do it at 10. Um that's what a great time is for me. I don't know
Yeah,
how, like, yeah. And
mm,
if I go later than that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. Um anyway, um what I kind of want to talk more about art, and because I saw that you have been doing more oil painting, right?
hmm yes,
Yeah, yeah. What what's that like? You want to share that?
sure, yes. I've been I've been really getting in tune with how to do it. Always
Uh-huh.
something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm at this age, I feel like I've done a little bit of digital painting. I've done some colored pencil. I've done some drawing with with charcoal and pastel, and I've done some watercolor. I've done like
Oh, okay. You've done a
more,
lot of different things.
yeah, right. Like I've done quite a bit of 2D, but like the
Hmm.
oil paint was always that one medium that you look at that like, you know, Michelangelo and Van Gogh and Picasso, all these different people. That's like they did like their most famous pieces in oil. So
Hmm.
uh it's intimidating because of how much money and time and effort it goes into it.
Hmm.
But it's the return is so incredible. Like the if you can make a really good oil painting, I think it has such
Hmm.
a stronger effect on someone than, let's say, an acrylic painting, in my opinion,
Hmm.
uh, or just like a simple drawing. Like every now and again, you might have that special drawing that's just super impactful, but for the most part, like those flowers that Van Gogh would paint, or like Starry Night. I don't know if Starry Night is in oil or not, but it's just they're all paintings. These like those vibrant colors and the strokes
Hmm.
with different paint brushes. Like I'm learning how to uh how to paint with like different strokes and make different colors with the oil paint because you don't just want the green right out of the tube. You want to use uh olive green, and you want to do moss green, and you want to get like the green that's kind of brownish green or bluish green or purplish green or yellowish green. So it's like I'm I'm learning how to my palette, like how Bob Ross would stand there and you know touch like
Hmm.
do different things. Like I'm learning how to do that. Fine.
Hmm.
So I guess it's once again back to like hurdles. It's a hurdle that I put in front of myself when I was much younger. Like I would see the masters did that, and I would look,
Hmm.
oh, I'm not that good. So I'm just gonna,
Hmm.
you know. And
Hmm.
now I'm at the age where I'm like, no, I think I'm good enough to try it. So now I'm like, you know, getting in.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 I love that you say you're good enough to try it too. Yeah. Like that. Can we say that again?
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at it like, okay, when I was younger, I looked
Yeah.
at masters and the artwork that they did, and I looked at that like, they, those are the masters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the drawing. I'm gonna do, like the little, the little pieces that aren't as magnified. And now that I'm at
Hmm.
age and I've done so much, and
Yeah.
I realize I'm not gonna be here forever. I'm like, I think I'm at the point where I'm good enough to try it. Like I
Hmm.
could do it too. Maybe not as
Hmm.
good as them, but I can try. I could at least try.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. How that's yes. Yeah. How did you how like I kind of wanna I'm curious to like go back to because you're you're only like 27 or 28 right now, right?
I'm 29 now.
29.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And how was that what you just described? What age were that around?
That's a great question. I would say, honestly, this year,
Uh-huh.
this last year of my 20s has been such a big switch in my head, you know.
Mm.
Um, there's this fashion designer named
Mm.
and Virgil passed away a couple years ago. And
Oh yeah.
you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So and he was
Yeah,
so
so
young, passed away, but like the ideas this guy had in his head, like
he
he
was
was he
amazing.
was amazing. So it's like
Yeah.
I listened to some of his videos and some of the things that he would say, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
you
Gives
know,
me chills to think about.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So I'm like, you know, he doesn't have a chance to express himself anymore, but he
Mm.
most that he could with the time that he had, and he did
Mm.
it humbly and um like uh almost spiritually,
Yes, yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. I feel like I'm like, all right,
Mm.
he doesn't have a chance anymore, but he left something behind for me to maybe feed off of. So it's like now
Mm.
let me do what I can with the time that I have.
Yeah, yeah, that makes me emotional to hear. That's yeah, that's the best.
Mm.
Yeah. That's I mean that's also how I feel with my dad. So I feel the kind of the same way, but um yeah, just that like what they're not able to put out there. It's like you wanna carry that into the future and
Right,
like see more of that and keep that life alive. I love that you get into that.
right.
It's really awesome. Yeah, I'm still sitting with that for a moment. Um, when did you got to know about Virgil?
Yes, I would say I was probably in high school. Uh,
Hmm.
I was always like a big fan of Kanye West, and Kanye kind of introduced me to like him and some of his designs. And um, to be honest with you, I learned a whole lot more about him, unfortunately, after he passed away. You know,
Hmm.
Something
Right. Yeah. Same.
happened. Um, but
Did you talk with Kanye?
I'm sorry.
Did you talk with Kanye?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
I've done a lot of different pieces of artwork. I tried to get his attention quite a few different
Uh,
times. It's hard,
uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but maybe one day I'm not completely shut off to it. And I look at it like I'm like, if I can sit here and talk to you,
yeah. Uh-huh.
why can't I get a chance to talk to him one day? You know,
Uh-huh.
like there's who knows,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
So,
I love that.
so I'm like, yeah, one
Yeah.
one day it could happen. Who knows?
One day can happen. Yeah. Do you have like are you someone who sets goals like who's like this year I want to do that, this year I want to do that? I did that for some time myself, but now I find that it's I don't know. Yeah. It doesn't follow. Maybe I do it bad. I guess but do you do that?
I've seen a lot of people do that, like New Year's resolution kind of thing. Like what do I want to?
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, wasn't actually talking about New Year's, but just like in general, is it like a thing you like to do? Maybe it could be New Year's too.
Yeah, I don't really do that as much, but I think I probably should. Um,
Huh. Okay.
maybe I better
Mm-hmm.
like, results if I did that more.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
Well, that's yeah. I was just curious if that's something you have
Do
done before.
you-
I used to do it a lot, or not a lot, but I used to do it 1 to 2 years ago because I was like just because I kind of maybe I had it more intensely feeling what you described before, like I want to put myself out there. I was like, I feel like right now goal setting is the only kind of thing that makes me think past the hurdles. Um yeah, but right now I feel like I find more like space and sense of that and exploration in some way.
Mhm,
It's like I do set some goals in terms I wanna do that or have that thing. Like I wanna it could also be an idea of I wanna contact this person or um I wanna um set up something on YouTube maybe. Or it could be, what could it be? One of the goals I guess I had back then was like, um, I don't know, sometimes it would be very small day-to-day goals, and others were like, just for example, contacting you, reaching out to you, because that feels like a milestone to be like, wow, okay, that's incredible. Contacting someone from Lexington and talking with them, like,
mhm,
wow, yeah.
mhm.
So yeah, yeah. Now I do it less. But I still feel like have the same sense of accomplishment, I guess. Or yeah, does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's interesting too. I haven't talked a lot about that actually, or like put words to it in that sense. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very like action based, or what do you call it when you're like want to like almost like get to the thing, do the next thing kind of thing.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, what are you thinking?
No, I'm thinking it's interesting. We have a lot more in common than I would realize.
Oh
So,
yeah.
mhm.
How so?
I feel like we're both very ambitious.
Hmm.
I think that's the reason
Yeah.
we'll both make the time to talk to each other and learn from each other. Because I know I learned a little
Find
bit,
that too.
the last time we talked. So it's like this
Uh-huh.
learning even more. I feel like
Right.
we're gonna do some pretty incredible stuff. So it's nice to
Hmm.
have someone that we could, you know what I mean, bounce things off of. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Something's awful. Skip. Yeah. I guess, yeah, getting back to like where you at now? Or like yeah, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. What did you accomplish? And yeah, I love that. Yeah.
How old are you though?
I just turned 23.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw.
because 23 is a very young age. I know a 22-year-old um that I'm a big fan of, and
Uh-huh.
he kind of makes me think of like a teenager, like
Oh,
like
uh-huh.
17 or 18, but he's 22. So it's
Right.
when I speak to you and I talk to you, I'm like, I would have thought at least
Uh-huh.
26. I would
20 what?
26. I would have thought you would have been like at least 26, like maybe even older, like closer to my age, like just in like your thought process and like, your ambition.
Wow, yeah, okay.
3 is a young age. 23
Wow.
age. Like I remember when I was 23, like I'm like, wow, time went by really quickly between then and now. But
Hmm.
happened, for me to get to where I'm at now. Like I'm like, for you to be 23 and be doing what it is you're doing, that's pretty incredible.
Hmm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
A big deal.
Well, well, Kendrick. I don't know how to say about that.
Hey, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just happy.
thank you.
Yes,
Huh?
I'm just happy to see it. I'm happy to see you. You have your girl. You have your ambition. You travel a lot, and it's all at such a young age. That's incredible. Really cool.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I'm very, yeah, I feel really grateful for yeah, getting to yeah, be here in with my girlfriend, with her family now. That's also really overwhelming for me at the same time. And it's like, well, I wouldn't like not want that, of course. Just like it's yeah, um yeah, it's kind of wild how life takes one, or like where it leads to in sense of what you um I guess want to do, or what your soul is drawn to when we're speaking like spiritual or so. Are you it's all about that. I don't know if that's a question. Are you into star signs?
Not really.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh, I go to church now, like every Sunday, so
Uh-huh.
I'm more like religious now.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the star signs, I'm still very. I wouldn't say I'm shut off to it. I'm curious about it. I I,
Mm,
I believe in some of it. For
mm.
I think there's truth
Cool.
in some of it. There's got to be, like with
Yeah.
how the stars are lined up and
Mm,
birthdays and planets and whatnot. There's
mm,
got something to it. I just don't really know much about it, to be honest.
mm.
So
Well, that's cool. Just thought that or questioned that about that. Well, I love how you like are active on Twitter, share and reshare. That's been like a clap on my shoulder too, for being like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah,
mhm.
uh good job kind of thing. Um do you want to catch up sometime again, like in the new year? Would you
Oh,
want to?
I would love to.
Would love to. Okay, cool. Well, let's do that.
Okay.
And yeah, um, let's make this.
I'm
What
sorry.
do you, let's make this. Like
Yeah, yeah, let's do
yeah,
it.
go for that. Okay,
Uh-huh.
cool. I'm excited to talk with you again and see what's going on. And I wanna think more about the art, because what you shared on I've been doing some art when I was a kid, and as you saw, I talked to Bodhi. So I want to talk more about that. Yeah,
Okay.
and get into that. So cool. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. It's always
Thank
great.
you. Great seeing you, Kenrick. Thanks.
All right, we'll talk.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes.